Jackson Podcast.
So I had a partner of mine send me this video and said, I would like to see you react to this video, Trev. And I started doing research. I was like, man, what's going on with my boy, man? Is he trying to get my channel like took down or something? Because I usually don't talk about topics like this, but this is an interesting topic to me because when I think of sanctuary cities, and I'm gonna read the definition here shortly. When I think of sanctuary cities, I think of immigrants and migrants and protecting them from federal laws, getting sent back to countries and things like that, back to where they're originally from. And I think of New York and LA and all of that, all of those areas. Now, when I seen this transsexual sanctuary city, it made me go research the definition of what a sanctuary city is. And I'm gonna read to y'all what it says in what is this? The Oxford Dictionary. A cities whose municipal laws tend to protect undocumented immigrants from deportation or prosecution. Despite federal immigration law, mayors in those cities reaffirmed their status as sanctuary cities. It says nothing but immigrants and immigration. It talks about deporting people and all of that. So how is this being created for trans people? Protect them from what? That's what catches my attention. Protect them from what? And let's hear what these people have to say before we further the conversation about what are they being protected from?
I speak in favor of my city becoming a sanctuary city for people like me. I speak as both the B and the T in the LGBT. I speak as someone who is always misgendered, like all the time. People refer to me as sir when I prefer to be referred to as ma'am.
Right now in our country, Trump is threatening the trans and gender diverse community. He is using policy to take away protections. He is making it hard for trans people to renew passports, to get the care they need. He is trying to erase us.
I want you to know that I do not want to be here. It's my day off. I do not want to be in your DMs. I do not want to be in your email inboxes. I do not want my creativity writing diss tracks like Kendrick. I don't want
I ain't laughing cause it's funny. What did hold before we get into it? What did Kendrick have to do with this at the end of the day? Real talk. I don't want to spend my creativity writing diss tracks like Kendrick. That was totally left field. But let's get into the real topic of discussion. To me, it seems as if like these people are dealing with other illnesses that hasn't been addressed other than a identity illness. Like I want if a trans person is watching this show, I want to ask a question before I further the video, and then I gotta read also a clip of what Newsweek put out about this because this has been approved by the city of Worcester, Massachusetts. It's been approved that this is a trans sanctuary city now. They got it approved after this city council meeting with the leaders of the city. So the question I want to ask though is, can you believe in God and be trans? The reason I ask that is because you're trying to change the identity that he gave you. And before I give my perspective of why I'm asking that, it's something that, you know, around when YouTube first started and all of that, me and my homeboy, we used to chill and drink and look at boule videos and Illuminati and Freemasons and secret societies and demons and being attacked by demons and stuff. And if people have done their research on the Baphomet, the transgender demon, is this a demonic spirit that these people are dealing with? Because if you're a spiritual person, can you believe in God and be trans at the same time? Or is this a demonic entity that we're dealing with that they're being attacked by and don't even know it? Let's keep going though.
want to spend an hour applying glitter on my face so that you will hear and see me.
To those claiming that making Worcester a sanctuary city could risk federal funding, that's fear-mongering.
If you think you're afraid of Trump, you should see how afraid of Trump I am.
Can you wrap up, please?
Yes, I can. If you say that you're afraid of Trump and that's why you don't want the city to be a safe space for trans people, you better prepare for trans people to make this a very unsafe space.
I'm gonna rewind that. I'm gonna rewind that after I play that, because she said she's threatening the people. She threatened the people. Is that lawful? To threaten, if you don't do what we tell you to do, we're gonna make this an unsafe place. Wow. So y'all reacting to violence if y'all don't get y'all way. I'm telling y'all, this is a mental illness. Y'all gonna react with violence if y'all don't get y'all way. And then she said, if you think you're afraid of Trump, imagine how we feel. What did Trump do besides make executive orders that y'all can't play in female sports? How is that affecting your life? Real talk. How is that affecting your life? And if he has done more, let me know, because I want to know. I want to be educated on this, because I don't want to get my channel took down.
Can you look at me and tell me how many of my friends need to die before you do anything?
Please wrap up.
Look at me!
Okay, we're all done here.
Fucking pathetic!
We're all done. Come on.
I ask you all, family, may we pick up our bricks, because we will not go down without every silent cis straight person waking up and seeing the blood on their hands.
I use the pronoun she and her, and I am disabled cisgender lesbian. The Jesus that I know would be right here in this gallery, lined up to speak during this public comment, standing in solidarity with the brave people here. The Jesus I know would be dressed in full drag and serving face, or wrapped in the garb of a non-binary person who knows one gender is way too small to capture their gloriousness.
I cannot overstate that the United States is rapidly sliding into fascism and
Hold up now. Hold up now. Full drag, Jesus? Know that one gender is not enough.
conceding because we are scared of the repercussions validates and allows fascism to continue.
How many lives have to be lost before you consider fighting back against fascism and corruption?
You have the opportunity to stand up to violence and fascism that is spreading all over our country like wildfire.
I am agender, and I use they, them pronouns.
They, them as a singular pronoun has been in use since the 14th century. No one in this room is as old as the 14th century, so I'm going to ask for some adaptation. I invite every member, through the chair, of City Council to come to my queer studies classroom at Worcester State University. You are all welcome every time, but be aware that you are a guest in my house.
Who is funding queer studies in schools? Who is funding that? Don't tell me that the federal government is using funds to be funding this type of shit, this type of behavior. Don't tell me that the federal government is funding the transgender sanctuary city. Please don't tell me that. Because to me, this sounds like the victim Olympics, man. These people are portraying to be victimized by something that is not, that ain't nobody even thinking about y'all or against what y'all got going on. Like, don't nobody care. Man, I can be cool with any race. You live in the land of the free, the home of the brave. You're capable of doing anything. you want to. You can work jobs. You got all the opportunities. You can get married. You can do anything. Ain't no limitation no more. But what rights do the regular American people have that they don't have? That's what I want to know. What rights? Tell me, what rights do the regular people have that y'all don't have? Why is this such a big issue when it's not even that massive of a percentage of people in this country that's trans? Why is, like, I don't understand. They having city council meetings behind this stuff. And then it's getting approved that this is a sanctuary city for trans. This is I want, man, come on, man. Come on, man. Real talk. And then another thing that got me kind of frustrated is like, as black folks, like, how these people unifying, coming together and getting things done, and we can't. Real talk.
When you come. And when you come, know that there are strong queer and trans people in my classroom who will collect you with the quickness if you speak out of turn.
The reason that Worcester needs to be a safe space for trans people is because I can't go home where I can't work, I don't qualify for disability, I can't drive because I'm narcoleptic, and my family doesn't support me because I'm trans, and then come to a city council that won't listen to my voice. I need the city to protect me because no one else will.
How much for one trans life? How many dollars does it take to put them on the chopping block? I want a precise number. I want a dollar amount. And who next? Who's the next protected group to be tied to the railroad tracks, and will you fold for them? Now is the time to stand up for tyranny.
You can make all the rules and whatever you want, but you cannot change nature.
Yeah, go ahead and finish. Go ahead.
Salute,
Okay.
big dog.
That's all. Thank you.
And nothing else needed to be said. That's all. Real talk. Like, man, I'm going to read this clip to y'all from Newsweek or whatever. And this article, not a clip, it's just an article that they put out after they got approved that this will be a sanctuary city. I'm just trying to educate myself on this. Salute to my brother who sent me this and said that he wanted me to react to it, because this is different. What'll be the next thing? Like, what is another reason to create a sanctuary city? You know, I've brought up the discussion that black people don't have a community. You know, when I think of a community, I look at it differently. People say that black people do have neighborhoods, but a neighborhood and a community is different to me. A neighborhood is just a living space. A community is where you own the surrounding things to me. You have a hospital, you have a bank, a credit union, you have a place where you provide utility bills and utilities and water and stuff like that. That's how I look at a community, as a place where the people who live in the community own the things around the community that makes the community thrive. That's what I think. So, sanctuary city can not trying to make this a black and white thing, because at the end of the day, we Americans, and I salute and I love this country, America. But this is interesting to me, real talk, that these trans people created something that I didn't even think was able to be created. It's a new thing. Help me understand, though, in the comment section. I'm about to read this according to Newsweek for y'all, and we're just gonna further the discussion. Thank y'all for tuning in to my show, man. This is weird to me, man. Real talk. So, the City Council of Worcester, Massachusetts has approved a petition to designate the city as a transgender sanctuary, joining a handful of others across the United States, amid President Trump's anti-transgender executive orders. Why it matters. Since retaking office, Trump has issued several orders aimed at transgender people, including barring transgender athletes from competing in girls' and women's sports, cutting federal support for youth gender transitions. Oh my God, I didn't know that they was doing that. And saying that the federal government only recognizes two genders, male and female. So far, from what I read, I agree with those executive orders. Federal support for youth gender transitions. Do y'all think the federal government should be paying for children to get their gender changed? That's blasphemous. That's saying the way that God created you wasn't right. He made a mistake in the way that he created you. That's basically what they're saying. And you want the federal government to fund that with the money, and we already trillions of dollars in debt. Nah, big dog, that ain't gonna happen, big dog. What to know? A resolution supported by queer residents of Worcester and our allies pushed for the city council in Massachusetts, second largest city, to declare itself a sanctuary city and a place of safety for transgender and gender diverse people. It's largely a symbolic move. Newsweek has reached out to the city council for comment via email on Wednesday. The resolution was passed Tuesday night by a 9-2 vote. Around 200 people showed up in support of the measure, according to NBC's Boston affiliate. The petition came weeks after the city councilor at large, Thu Nugent, took a near month-long break from the council over claims that the climate was transphobic. Nugent voted in favor of the petition and has now returned to the panel. Wow. Okay. It also comes after Trump, when signing an executive order last week regarding transgender people, said America categorically rejects transgender lunacy. Damn. Trump used a hard word, boy. I bet the people was very disrespected when he said that. But to be honest with you, people hate when I be on my channel saying I agree with Trump. I have to agree, dog. I just have to agree. I can't understand it. So Newsweek has reached out to Moms for Liberty, GLAAD, and advocates for trans equality for comment via email on Wednesday. Over the past few years, at least 26 states have enacted laws restricting or opposing medical care for transgender minors, many of which are being challenged in court. The recent moves reflect a growing trend among Republican-controlled states to impose legislation that restricts transgender rights, including participation in sports and access to bathrooms. So the cities that are transgender sanctuary cities, I didn't know it was multiple. Kansas City, Missouri, Sacramento, California, West Hollywood, and San Francisco. Nugent wrote in a Facebook post on Wednesday, Black trans lives matter. Trans immigrants belong here. Trans immigrants. Our beings are so resilient. Our trans lineage is deep. Trans lineage. Listen to the word. And ever so powerful. We make this world. This divinity runs through our veins. If you are scared of being targeted as a city to lose funding because we declare ourselves a sanctuary city for trans and gender diverse people, can you imagine how scary it is to walk on the streets and be called or being killed? Man. What's your thoughts, man? Help me out. Help me out in the comment section, man. I'm going to be in that comment section further in the discussion. This is different. This is different. Real talk. Thank y'all for tuning in to my show. Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and I'm gone.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.